G'day, welcome to the field. It's Thursday today, Thanksgiving Day in America, but we're 12 or nearly 24 hours ahead of most of the world, so it's tomorrow for you Americans. Just thought I'd do a bit of a video catch up here. Yeah, it's now 8 o'clock in the morning. I've been up since 3. Don't you love Parkinson's? Anyway, I've been up since 3, so I've had 5 hours into my day. I've written my blog, I've edited up some video, I've kept up with what's happening in the world through the news wires and all that sort of stuff. Planned a few videos. I've got some reviews to release tomorrow on RC Model Reviews to coincide with the Black Friday sales. Hopefully there's some Black Friday sales. Keep an eye out. Who knows what we'll see on the interwebs for good deals. But today I'm out here, I'm going to be mowing grass. Got to finish water blasting the workshop because it's covered in mould and lichen and moss. That's what you get when you live in a cold, damp place for 9 or 10 months of the year. And yeah, so it's a lovely warm day. It's still at the moment. A little bit of a drift, but nothing much. So I've also got some test flights to do if I can round up an observer, which sometimes is easier said than done, unfortunately, because during the week everyone works and the wife's away looking after a sick daughter. So yeah, what can you do? Never mind anyway. So I thought I might take you along a bit. I've got afternoon. I'll go down to the park, perhaps have a little fly if I can be bothered, and yeah, so there you go. Stick with me as we spend a day making YouTube. Here's the back of the truck. Here's all the good stuff to mow some grass there. See, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, long shadows, even though it's nearly the longest day. Yeah, got me rotary push mower. Needs new wheels. I've worn the wheels out, the bearings are all buggered, so that's not a good thing. And some petrol, gasoline for you Americans to catch. I've got ear protection and a hat somewhere. So yeah, we'll go out there, we'll remow the model strip because it's starting to get a little bit of growth in it. Pretty soon the weather will actually dry out even further, we stop all the grass growth. So I won't have to do this mowing very often at all. Also, I mow the neighbour's place because they're not here very often, and otherwise it looks all grotty and unkempt, so I try and keep that looking nice and spick and span. But yeah, we've still got that haze from the Australian bushfires. You can see it, it's just everywhere. The smoke from the Australian bushfires. They sent it over to us because they'd finished with it, and so we're making the most of it, I suppose. And I've been thinking I might go out and do some scenic shooting, find some nice picturesque spots and get the mini quad out and try and get some decent video and show you guys a bit of the country in which I live, since it's now warmer and more hospitable to be outside. Lovely today. No wind, yay. It's probably going to blow a gale on Sunday, never mind. Okay, I've got my hat on and I've got my sunscreen on because, listen, it's just quiet and there's no planes, there's nothing happening. So I'm going to fly my DLG, perfect DLG weather. So yeah, I might just get a few minutes DLG in before I knuckle down and do some more work. There we go, no babies killed, it's dead, it's just very still air at the moment, there's not really a lot of lift, so just it's good fun. When you don't have a lot of lift you can just practice keeping up for the maximum time in still air. Lovely fun. Yeah, good. Good drag racing on the weekend, so we've got the council staff down here putting toilets in, as they do. Just going to check it out, I suppose, give it a bit of a flush, make sure she all works. And we've got those little portaloos there as well. And the helicopter from just down the road just went past again, even lower than it did on Sunday. Never mind. But you can hear it coming well in advance. And I'd finished my DLG flying, so there was no risk to man or beast. Even if he had come past while I was flying my DLG, I don't think my sub 100 gram DLG is going to be much of a threat to a great big helicopter like that. I can't see it rising into the rotors, and besides which I'd have landed long before then. But yeah, just going to finish my coffee now and we'll get on. Okay, here we are, we're on the bench, because today I'm going to be flying the Zod Dart 250. I've already flown it a few times, but I'm putting the FPV camera up front here. I've just set that up, used this little monitor here to set frequency, power levels, and so yeah, I'm going to be doing some more test flights with this, but this time FPV. I've flown line of sight. My Patreon supporters have seen some of the results of that, and we're going to try out FPV, because after all this is an FPV craft. Sub 250 FPV, woohoo! The review will be up on RC Model Reviews fairly shortly, good or bad, be it as it might be. So yep, I've just spent 15 minutes setting this up, and I'm just going to hot glue the FPV transmitter in, because there's no actual physical way to mount it. I've got a little dip in the front here, but there's no, you know, it just sits there, so you have to hold it in with something. I'll use hot glue. And yeah, I think we're due for a bit of a tidy up in here. I'm not going to show you the mess because it's just so embarrassing. Never mind. Right, I think it's time for a coffee. There is no wind. See what I mean? Bloody thing. Whoa! CG must be miles out. It is so up and down, up and down. No, CG is miles out. That's a bit further forward. Let's try and bring it round. No, frickin' useless. You never know your luck. Maybe I'll try this one. Whoa. Bit dodgy, but I got it in the air. So today the airfield's going to be closed from midday because they're setting up for the drag racing, which is taking place this weekend, which is why we've got all this stuff in the background. We've got concrete blocks, and we've got that that police car over there somewhere. I can't see through there, over there. I think that's it there. Yeah, yeah. So it's not a police car; it's a replica. It's a retro, and I'm surprised. He says he's legally allowed. He's been driving it on the road. No one's pulled him up for impersonating a police officer. It's great. So yeah, it's a bit duller today. Well, we've got a few very high level clouds, don't know if you can see those, but that's nice. It's taken the edge off the heat. It's a lovely, cool but warm Does that make sense? I don't know. Anyway, it's not hot, it's not cold, it's not hot. It's just comfortable today. And I've still got a heap of stuff to be getting on with. A couple more reviews to do. The airfield will be closed from midday today through till I think about 5 o'clock on Sunday. So that means the risk associated with the flying here has dropped a little bit because there shouldn't be any manned aircraft coming and going. But we know that doesn't necessarily make sense. And there was a survey, got a survey, an email the other day from our local regulators, on behalf of the local regulators, and asking all questions about drones and whether I was afraid of drones and other stuff. So I filled them in pretty good, and we'll see what comes of that. First I'd heard of it, no one, wasn't pre-announced or anything, and I think it's a survey that's been sent out to a whole lot of people who've registered their interest on a local website, which is the AirShare website. It's like Drone Safe or whatever, you know, it's like where you can go to log your flights, but why on earth would a recreational user want to log their flights? I certainly wouldn't. Yeah, so it mentioned registration and stuff, but we'll see what happens. Gosh, this lighting's terrible. Anyway, back to work for me.
One day I'm going to start putting the sirens on and chasing people that probably
So you're the policeman, are you?
Oh, I'll try to be.
Sweet as.
You start wearing your uniform and pulling it up. The other guy at Water Office got a Period Creek uniform for it, eh?